Live from Studio A, WTLK, The Thunder.
Well, Star Wars is finally here, and I saw it, and I survived that weekend fairly intact. Still left a lot of interesting questions and sort of but waits sort of things, but overall I thought it was a really good movie that pretty much tied it all together nicely. And that's all the nice and good words that we'll say about it, because God knows there's plenty of more negative ones over there on the internet. But of course, it's the internet. What are you gonna do? I mean, if you want to sit on Facebook and argue with them all, go ahead, but I'll just say my piece that I've very much enjoyed it and move on from there. And next up on that list, also this past weekend, or not the weekend, but last week on Wednesday, Glow versus the Babyface #2, the miniseries comic book that I've been telling y'all about, written by Amy Garcia and AJ Mendez, released, and I finally got my hands on a copy today. Finally actually having an off day and what have you. And I mean, yeah, like I said, it's all very good. I mean, I still haven't seen the show yet, which evidently I definitely need to be getting on my Netflix subscription again, because not only is there Glow still waiting for me to watch, but apparently The Witcher is now out finally. Like, it seemed like it was only a dream thing that was happening, or a dream thing people would speculate that like to happen, and to have Henry Cavill as Geralt all seemed like, sweet internet speculation. But no, it's a reality. And of course, however many months ago the trailer came out, I saw it and just didn't really think about it again. And then I saw something on social medias this weekend. It's just like, oh yeah, The Witcher came out on Friday. What the fuck? Okay, well, as far as being WTLK, the Thunder News guy, sort of dropped on that one. But then again, WTLK covers a very narrow niche sort of thing consistently, but I do like to sort of tackle the branching out stuff as much as I can. Like, I sometimes talk about video game stuffs on here because I like video games. I've never played The Witcher, but I still really want to watch the show, and of course eventually play the Witcher games. And yeah, it was just like, oh, it's already out. So let me think. Got Netflix, got Glow versus the Babyface, got Star Wars. I don't know, it feels like the week is a lot more loaded than that, considering we are now right on the verge of Christmas. Ooh-wee. Oh, Christmas, you say? It's almost as if, well, as of post day today, earlier today, particularly later this afternoon, which this is being recorded and posted in the evening because I couldn't access my computer and mic literally all day. But yeah, issue 18 of Thunder Talk, the Christmas special. Dan and I at Retro Toy-Con were hanging out with Mark and his son, and we're talking to acquaintance of mine, Matthew Cohen, who's worked with my mother for the past few years, who's part of the 501st. This time he was Darth Nihilus. I believe I have my expanded universe Darths straight now, I think. All thanks to Dan, otherwise I would just be like, yeah, I don't know, Darth Revan. But yeah, so we talked to Matthew. It was always good to see him. We talked to Robert Young, the owner and godfather of Borderlands and SD Comic-Con, and talked to I believe Dan got to talk to the owner of Retro Toy Con, or the guy who founded it, and also a videographer we met, and yeah, a couple others. I have a feeling 2020 is really going to be a year where Thunder Talk Con coverage is just going to be exploding. So, gotta grease the wheels as many times as you can, Yeah. Every time I think of it, I'm just so damn excited for SC Comic Con, though. Oh, God, especially because, and can't believe it slipped my mind. Well, not really, because it is my mind. But yeah, freaking Glenn Jacobs, Kane of WWE fame, is going to be at SC Comic Con. And so not only do we have the Big Red Machine, but we also have the original Red Ranger, Jason Austin St. John himself, also going to be at SC Comic Con this year. Oh my God! Ugh. And evidently, the day after SC Comic Con weekend, that Monday on March 30th, Monday Night Raw is coming back to State Farm Arena in Atlanta. So, whoo! It's funny. It seemed like all this happened like pretty much right before my birthday last year. Well, sorta. Like the two wrestling things happened like the week leading up to my birthday, and then SC Comic Con happened right after. Well, evidently they're being combined together in one weekend at the end of March. Ooh, oh my goodness. But hey, speaking of the wrestlings, or as we like to call it, Beth's favorite Thunder subject. See what I did there? I mean, I guess that joke is in issue 18. I don't know. I honestly haven't listened to it yet. But I will tomorrow, okay? Get off my back, Dan. God damn it, Dan. Anyways, on to the wrestlings. Raw kicked off with Seth Rollins and the Authors of Pain. Oh, sorry, just AOP. Talking about their new alliance. And ended with Seth apologizing for what he had to do, which was attacking Rey Mysterio for giving Kevin Owens the steel pipe that KO was using to hunt down the AOP. And he did that after a gauntlet match to determine the number one contender for the United States Championship ended with Andrade putting a hammerlock DDT on Humberto Carrillo on exposed concrete floor, and Rey Mysterio coming out being like, "What the fuck, man?" And then Seth and the AOP go fuck him up. Evil Seth's pretty good though, and honestly, after watching the new episode of WWE 365, which came out last night, I believe, I don't know. I like Seth still. Fuck it and fuck it all. Fuck Twitter. I said it again. I said fuck Twitter. With that being said, there was also an interview with Seth's fiancee Becky after Asuka defeated Deonna Purrazzo, who's like a lower level NXT person who's not even on NXT TV, but hey, good for her for getting exposure on freaking Raw. Yeah, Becky was talking about how, she's always said that her opponents always need her, but this time she needs Asuka because Asuka's the one person that she's never been able to beat, and she feels like the powers that be are trying to protect Becky by throwing her in the tag division with Charlotte. But really, like, no, she doesn't want that. She wants that challenge. She wants to be still a true champion, and she's never beaten Asuka before, so she's pretty much issuing that challenge to Asuka, which will probably be in the Royal Rumble. So it'll be interesting to see where it goes from there. And speaking of champions, on NXT there were two championship matches. Adam Cole versus Finn Balor for the NXT Championship, and Rhea Ripley versus Shayna Baszler for the NXT Women's Championship. And both had some pretty crazy endings because Finn Balor seemed like he had the upper hand and was going to hit Adam Cole with like every finisher he's ever used and then some in quick succession. And then Johnny Gargano came out finally back from injury after Finn Pelly kicked him in the face and hurt his neck against the barrier or something or other, which caused Gargano to miss his very first takeover. Well, it wasn't his first takeover, the first time he's missed a takeover. And Johnny came out and distracted Finn just by standing there and staring at him. And Finn's like, oh shit. And then Adam Cole hits him in quick succession with all his finishers. And then 1, 2, 3, Adam Cole is still NXT champion. And Shayna Baszler tried to throw every damn dirty trick at Rhea Ripley to try to retain her NXT Women's Championship. And even hurt Rhea pretty badly at one point. And even had Rhea in her something clutch for like a minute and a half straight, it felt like. Is Rhea Ripley's insomnia that strong that not even being held in that clutch will make her fall asleep? Like, good lord. And yeah, eventually Rhea got her upper hands, and holy shit, for the first time since literally right before the Evolution All Women's pay-per-view in October 2018, there is a champion, an NXT Women's Champion, not named Shayna Baszler. And her name is Rhea Ripley. And Full Sail just exploded with audience cheers. Didn't literally explode, but I mean, I'm sure the whole city of Orlando was like, holy shit. Along with the whole NXT universe, of course. And a whole lot of people, I don't know if they were fans or if they were the NXT roster, but literally the only people out of that crowd that I recognized that was lifting up Rhea was Candice LeRae. Like, that's literally the only person I recognized. Everybody else, like, did they just empty out the performance center an hour before and just like, hey, you guys are going to rush in after Rhea wins the title and lift her up on your shoulders and party up? Because I literally could not recognize any of them in the crowd except for Candice LeRae. But anyhow, on Friday night on SmackDown, which I've eventually got to see on like Sunday because my DVR acted up, and I literally checked right before I left for work to make sure SmackDown was good and recording, because sometimes my DVR just wants to randomly be like, oh wait, guess we're not you know what, I see you wanted to record this, well, I'm gonna pretend like you all of a sudden didn't want to record this. So of course had to get on the Fox Sports app on Roku. It happens. But yeah, with this, it's the interesting kind of sort of alliance which had some serious Team Hell No vibes I was feeling of Daniel Bryan and The Miz, because they were talking about what the Fiend did to The Miz and how he had to defend his family, what the Fiend did to Daniel Bryan, ripping out his hair, and how Daniel's daughter was crying because she didn't even recognize him because she's known him as long hair hippie Daniel Bryan. And they were talking about, you know, I don't like you, but I'm a father too, so I will respect you for that. It's just like, guys, just hug already. Like, come on. And then King Corbin came out and started insulting both of them hardcore. And so pretty much they were just like, well, I'm gonna kick your ass. No, I mean, literally, Corbin said literally that they've both failed as fathers. And then they were like, we're going to kick your ass. And then Dolph Ziggler came in from behind and just like, surprise, kicking your ass right here. And then Dolph blasted Miz with a super kick, and Corbin hit Bryan with the end of days. And our main event is now set, which will be The Miz and Daniel Bryan versus King Corbin and Dolph Ziggler, because Roman's taking a break. Next up, Heavy Machinery had the Miracle on 34th Street fight, which is the street fight involving presents and toys, and it's a Christmas themed, no disqualification street fight where weapons are used on usual street fights, but there were Legos and gift boxes and bowling balls, and also, sadly, the Revival destroyed Otis's holiday ham, which he received from his crush Mandy Rose, who was his secret Santa, who also gave him a kiss on the cheek right before he went out to destroy this. So this is going to be a very interesting angle going forward. But once the Revival destroyed said holiday ham, the Revival were pretty much done for, literally. Like, you know how you step on a Lego and you're automatically like sent to hell for like a good few seconds, like torture, demons, all that shit in the form of Legos? Well, Otis pretty much laid out a bunch of Legos on the mat, and he slammed Scott Dawson onto said Legos. So there were like Lego pieces all over his back. Now that I've put you in intense physical pain just by painting you this picture, then Otis and Tucker grabbed Dash and Dawson, hit them with the compactor. 1, 2, 3, Heavy Machinery wins. And then after that bout, strangely, babyface Elias came out and pretty much sang the Revival a song, suggesting they should probably change like Caitlyn Jenner. Go ahead. It's WWE, man. It is. And then, pretty much skipping over to the main event. Pretty much they were doing the match. Daniel Bryan and Miz versus Corbin and Ziggler. And then at one point, they had Ziggler and Corbin on their knees, and they were both doing their yes/it kicks. They do the same kicks, but Daniel calls it the yes kick, and Miz calls it the it kick. And then, pretty much just doing that, Daniel Bryan had, the Miz had Dolph Ziggler in the figure 4 leg lock, which Simon Miller says he's pretty sure The Miz has tapped out more people to the figure 4 leg lock than the superstar that made it famous, Ric Flair, which, might actually be true, honestly. And so he had Ziggler in the figure 4, and Corbin was trying to interfere, and then Daniel Bryan hit him with the running knee, which, oh my god, ever since he got his haircut, like, I don't know if it's just me or whatnot, but DB's flying knees are like 200% more ninja, it looks like. I mean, for real. Like, just in this past week, he's just like, whoo! And then, once the match was over, it was announced that Daniel Bryan, The Miz, and King Corbin will battle next Friday in a triple threat match for the number 1 contender spot to go against Bray Wyatt for the Universal title at the Royal Rumble. Which, honestly, I don't know why you would want that at this point after seeing everything that's happened, but it'll be interesting to see who gets mandible clawed and changed. I don't know. I mean, Daniel could win and go on to face him and hopefully not win. Like, I need the Fiend to be Universal Champion until WrestleMania. Come on. Or it could be The Miz, who could get mandible clawed by the Fiend and get changed back into asshole A-lister Miz. Or it could be Corbin who gets mandible clawed, and I don't know, he was never really a face, so does he go back to Constable Corbin who dressed like a TGI Fridays waiter? Is it, I don't know, the Lone Wolf Corbin who actually had long hair at the time and had a less cool theme song? No idea, but anyways, this has been WTLK The Thunder. Drink, fight, and make your ancestors proud.